They're so cute. Look at them. I almost feel bad about what's going to happen next. Okay, so I'm down here in the mines because I need to go get some string. I was going to say spider silk, which I guess is basically the same thing. Where does that go? I don't even know what that's from. I need to go get some spider silk. Oh, I said it again. I need to go get some string. And there is a spider spawner over here that we uncovered a little while ago. And the plan here is I need to get some string and I'm going to turn it into wool. We don't really have that many sheep on this server for some reason. It is a small area. We don't really have too much. Oh, who keeps putting torches in here? We don't need torches in here. It's fine. They can't get out. Oh, ah, ooh, ah, oh no. We don't really have too many sheep on this server. There might be a little bit of a plains biome, but there, you know, we have cows, we have chickens, but there's like one sheep that we've encountered, that I think Hunter has at his base. So we don't really have a lot of ways to get wool. So I've resorted to turning string into wool, and I'll show you why in just a second. Along with this concrete that I am turning into actual concrete instead of powdered concrete, I have been working on a project with that wool, and that is I'm making myself a little wizard tower. But the problem is that at the moment there is no back to this wizard tower. Yeah, you can see there's not anything back here, so I need to finish this off. I just didn't have like enough wool and brown concrete, and I needed to go grab more of my spruce and my dark oak. But we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this finished off so that it's not completely barren in the back. So that's my next plan. And I do have a bit of a plan. I did a little bit of testing in just a test world that I have that has all sorts of random things in it. And part of that was just because I wanted to see what the new blocks were like, and because we had kind of decided on a steampunk theme for the 300 by 300 area that we're messing around in. And I was like, what colors do I want to do? So I kind of started out looking at some of the new like deep slate and all of the copper blocks. I'm just trying to see what I thought would look good together. I'm trying to figure out kind of a design. Waterlogging tests. And so I went, and my first thing was this sort of idea right here. And it's kind of basic, but you know, I was just trying out the different blocks and such. And I went and set up a palette for myself out of materials that I thought, you know, would look good together. Mostly like the copper colors, and then some of those nice brown colors, and then, you know, just some little detail blocks. And so I went and messed around with that a little bit more and kind of scaled it up a bit, and tried to add a little bit of detail, because I felt that this tower over here was kind of just very monotone. It was just very one color, and I've seen some stuff where people will kind of add a little bit of like an ombre effect, where it goes like from one color to another, and that just looks really nice. It adds a lot of texture. And I've done some art stuff, and just putting like the darker color at the bottom and the lighter color at the top makes it look like it's like heavier at the bottom, which is just nice. So I tried that out. We had some trouble on the server getting dark oak and getting brown dye, because we're in such a small area. We didn't have access to cocoa beans, we didn't have dark oak trees, we didn't have jungle trees to grow cocoa beans on. And so I did a couple more tests trying out some designs with materials that I did have access to. And quite honestly, I did not like them nearly as much. Tried it with like kind of a stone sort of look. Tried it with some different wood, which there just wasn't a good transition here. So finally we kind of cheated a little bit, and we just spawned in a dark oak tree, well, like 4 dark oak saplings, and some cocoa beans and a jungle tree, because there wasn't really a good way for us to get them. And then we've just been... I went and grew a whole bunch of those and got a bunch of saplings and grew more from there. So I did put the work in, but we did spawn in the first dark oak and the first jungle and the first brown dye. Or not brown dye, but cocoa beans. So this is kind of the plan. That's kind of the colors we're going to go for. But we're going to go do that on the actual server. It's possible that it's been like 2 weeks since the last little clip piece. And also it's quite possible that I got a little bit distracted. But I mean, I can explain. I swear. So I needed some wax for the roof. Because if you remember my design, it has a copper roof. And I have stuff oxidizing out there, out in the rain with all the mobs at the moment. So I spent a little bit of time and I planted some trees next to some flowers, which is how you can get bee nests to spawn. And got a couple of bee nests. And then I needed a place to put the bee nests to get the beeswax. And, oops. Oh, my thing seems to be working. And so I made a little kind of greenhouse-ish area across from the tower. It's not quite done yet. Again, really? This guy keeps escaping his little fountain over here. This one seems content, but that one keeps ending up in my crops for some reason. Oh, I don't think you've seen my little temporary setup here either. I did move over here. You saw the beginnings of my tower. And I have all my stuff kind of organized. I need another container for all of the stone, and I have so much stone and cobblestone. I need to get more space. I do also have the back of my tower all made. So now I have the tower. I have kind of a temporary staircase going up at the moment. It is definitely temporary. I want to add, I think, staircases on the outside maybe, kind of going around. I think that'd be pretty cool. And that'll open up the space in here a little bit and make it easier to have floors. Like I said, it has been 2 weeks. Whoops. So there has been some stuff that has happened on the server. There's a little bit of maybe a prank war brewing. You know, because you gotta have a prank war. I have not been a part of it at all. What has happened so far, here, let me bring this with us. I think it's probably been cleaned up by now. But let me just... I wish I had recorded. But Nate, who used to be in the middle of the town with all the bees, has now moved... Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. Has now moved up here. And has a little... Let's see if I can move. A little cabin, and it's very cute. Oops. I know Nate says that he doesn't like building things, but his little cabin is kind of cute. Very cute. I think has he cleaned it up? I would assume so. Yes, he has. Oh dear. So at one point, Hunter asked if anybody had a bucket, and I said, sure, I have a bunch of iron, you can have a bucket. And he said, thanks. And then he brought it back and was like, make sure to wipe the fingerprints off of that. And I'm like, what? Why? And it was a couple days later, or maybe it was the same day. I don't remember exactly. But someone mentioned something with Nate's cabin here. And if you opened the door, there was just a wall of water. And there was sand on the floor, and there were sea pickles, and there was kelp. I thought the sea pickles and the kelp was a nice touch. And then it was full of tropical fish and pufferfish. And so Nate, of course, had to retaliate a bit. I thought that was very nice. And so he went and filled Hunter's little flying boat over here. I think he's gonna add maybe a balloon to it or something, but you can see it's been a couple weeks because people have gotten more stuff built except for me. He went and completely filled that with chickens and completely made it so that the server was so laggy. It lagged so much. It was really a problem. And what has Jamie been doing? I didn't even notice that before. I have no idea what Jamie's doing with her house. But the town hall is done. I'll go show that off in a second. I did mention that I would mention this. This is... Oops. Why can I not use my mouse? There we go. This is the beginnings of a giant mushroom that Edmund's working on. He's added roots to his tree. You can see he added some stuff to the tree. But he's building his base, and it's going to be a giant mushroom. I was tempted to do a mushroom base. It was one of my thoughts for how I wanted to build. When we were talking about fantasy and steampunk and all that, I was just like, oh, maybe I'll do like a mushroom base. But apparently he's cornered the market on that now. We do also have our nether portal up now. I thought it was going to go right here, but then Evan was working on it a bit. And it's over here. There we go. If I can figure out how to climb ladders. And I think the plan is to make it look a little bit kind of like a geode. With all the crystals and everything. Oh, they're following me, aren't they? Gone to the nether a couple of times. Went and picked up some glowstone and some quartz for some redstone components and some redstone lamps and all that sort of stuff. I have not died yet, and I'm trying to see how long I can go without dying. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you my statistics. Yes, time played, 1.5 days. Time since last death, 1.5 days. Woo! I've slept in a bed 113 times. Oh goodness. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come to like blows with anybody or something. 'Cause that's no fun. Most of the deaths on the server have been from that. Most of the deaths on the server have come from Jamie's treehouse. But here's the tavern. I think the other plan for this tavern is to maybe put up kind of like a quest board and stuff. Make it very much a D&D fantasy tavern with, here's things that people want, or I don't know, I think it'd be fun to have a quest board, quite honestly. That's actually something I'm kind of thinking about. What with people pranking each other, I'm thinking it might be fun to go, like, secretly leave some sort of book or something in someone's base and, like, try to convince them to go do something to someone else. I'm not sure who, though. This place is not decorated by any means. There's still a lot of open space here. There's not a lot on the counter. Oh, yes, I'm holding a flower. I was like, why are all these bees suddenly swarming me? I'm gonna go plant some more flowers for you guys. What are you doing out of water? It'll make you sick. Oh, dear. I'm also using some of my beeswax for candles because I really like the new candles. The new candles are so nice looking. For now, I'm focusing on the tower and getting the roof made and getting some stairs put in on the outside. And my little greenhouse over here. That's the stuff that I really like, is doing all the, like, inside stuff. Like, this sort of stuff is more fun to me than the actual building, I think. You gotta keep in mind, I'm pretty new to this game. I haven't really played it. Everyone else on this server has played this game for a long time. You know, I remember my brother playing it back in, I don't know, alpha or beta or somewhere in there. But I only got it a couple months ago, maybe? A few months ago? It's funny because there's certain technical things that I know maybe more than the other people on the server, and that's just because I've been watching lots of YouTube videos. But for the most part, I don't have any practice building things or decorating things. So I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun with it, but I'm not the best at it yet. Well, I finally died, so there's that. I lasted, like 1.8 days, I think, of playtime, but oh man. I was doing a little bit of caving, and I found a ravine, and I was lighting it up, and then a creeper blew me up off the edge of the ravine next to a pit of lava. So now I need to make some new tools and find some more diamonds for some new armor. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Alright, and I have done a bit of work on... Oops, there's still leaves here. I just cut down a tree, if you couldn't tell. I'll let those despawn. I did do a little bit of work on the base, like I said I wanted to. I did kind of a spiral staircase up. I did a little bit of a bridge across, so it's easier to get back and forth now. I also added a little... just a little, balcony over here, which I just jumped off of. Which matches up with the sort of plan that I had. I have, you know, ideas to maybe add like a gear back here. Maybe add something here so it's not just a hole in the wall where the bridge goes into. But it's really coming along. I have quite a few more things to add detail-wise to. I don't even have any lanterns up on this yet or pipes leading anywhere. It's very, very even at the moment. I want to add a little bit more difference and interests, like in the bridge. Maybe add some leaves up on top of the greenhouse over there. But otherwise, you know, I'm pretty happy with how it's been turning out. So I think I'm probably going to leave things here for now. I'll keep working on this a little bit and show you maybe in another video, but I think this is probably enough for right now. That said, you know, this took me like a month to make just because I haven't really been playing all that much. But I'm thinking maybe trying to make a video like every other week. It may or may not be a Minecraft video. I've been talking about making arts and crafts videos for a while, so we'll see if I go that direction. Also, there's a fox up there, and I don't know why. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you watched this, if not, I don't know what you're doing here. And hopefully, I will see you guys again in another video. Bye.